Hi there, thank you so much for joining me today. This is Julie DiMatteo from thepaperpixie.com, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the US. And in this video tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make this triangular treat box, and it is sized perfectly to fit a roll of Mentos. I want to give credit to my dear stamping friend Donna Wicks. Thank you so much for this fabulous idea. She swapped with me at a demonstrator event in December, this adorable little Christmas version, and I decided to change it up and make a little birthday version here. My daughter's birthday is coming up in February, and so I thought it'd be fun to create something like this as a party favor, and I just love what this looks like, especially with this suite of products. Now I will show you two different ways to close the box, so you have choices, but I want to show you how easy this is to make, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start with a piece of Melon Mambo cardstock that measures 4 1/8 inches by 6 3/8. And along the 6 3/8 inch side, we're going to score this at 3/8 and 6 inches. Then I'm going to rotate it to the 4 1/8 inch side, and we're going to score this at 1 1/4, 2 1/2, and 3 3/4. And next we're going to fold and burnish on all the score lines. I'm going to show you a quick template here. We're going to do a little bit of cutting away. So first I'm going to focus on this 3/8 of an inch tab here. We're just going to notch that in slightly. And then along the side here, we're going to come in and notch these a little bit more, almost like a 45-degree angle, because we want to make sure that when we close this box, we don't have any paper overhanging the shape of the triangle. So I'm going to go ahead and come in and make those cuts. And along the side, you're pretty much just cutting away those vertical score lines, but also cutting this at a little bit more of a sharper angle than you normally would. Okay, so like so, you see that we've come in and cut all those different notches. So that's going to be ready to go. Next, we're going to go ahead and apply our designer series paper now, as it's easier to apply before we close the box. So I have 3 strips of the How Sweet It Is designer series paper, and these measure 1 inch by 5 3/8 inches. And we're just going to go ahead and glue these on these 3 sections here. I'm just going to use some multi-purpose liquid glue. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. All right, like so. Now I'm going to come in with some tear and tape and run that along this 3/8 of an inch tab here. I'm just going to line that tear and tape right up to the score line. And then we're going to go ahead and peel off the backing. Now since this box has an uneven number of sides, we're not able to fold it flat to get this lined up. So what I like to do is just kind of fold that 3/8 of an inch tab down, and then I just start at one end to line up this cut edge with that score line. And then I'll come down to the other end and line it up as well. And then it makes it real easy to kind of press it into place. So there's the triangular shape here. Now here is where the seam is, so that's going to be the bottom of our box. And I'm going to grab a roll of Mentos. This is a perfect fit for those. And I'm going to show you 2 different ways to put this together. The first way is to use just a couple of glue dots. So on one end, I'm going to go ahead and do that. Again, this is going to be the front of our triangular box, so I think this will be the last tab that we put down. So I'm just going to go ahead and fold in the bottom tab, this back tab, and then I'm going to grab some glue dots. And you can either put the paper to the glue dots roll or just place them with any type of tool you have. This is the Take Your Pick tool. I'm just going to place 2 glue dots on that last flap. And then kind of pressing the Mentos in from the inside. I'm just putting them right up to the edge there, and then I can press this down easily. And those 2 glue dots will hold that side together easily. Now, if you wanted the recipient to be able to get in and out of this box over and over, you can just overlap these and then tuck in the last flap. So I'm just going to go ahead and do the bottom flap, this flap, and then this flap's going to go over the left side but under the bottom one. So I'm just going to do that real quickly and press that into place. See how that, no glue dots for that at all. The Mentos is going to stay put, and the recipient can get that open without tearing the paper. So 2 different ways to close that. I love the look of both of them. A really cool look, but again, that will stay in place. Okay, so let's go ahead and decorate this box. We're going to be using the Birthday Cheer bundle. I'm going to use this sentiment, hooray, yippee, and cheers for you, but I'm going to show you how to mask it. So we just get the phrase hooray, yippee, and that comes bundled with the detailed birthday edgelets, and we're going to use this cupcake edgelet. So I'm going to do that part first. And I've got a 2" by 4 1/4" piece of gorgeous grape cardstock. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my Big Shot and cut this out. Then I'm just going to grab the die brush, try to pop out all those little pieces here. There we go. Okay, and then I didn't love the finished edge here, so I'm just going to come in and cut in an angle, kind of line up with the side of that cupcake, like so, and then I'll do the same thing over here. So you kind of have this little angled bottom like so. All right, now I'm just going to take some liquid glue and place that right along the bottom there. And then we'll slide that into place onto the front of our box. Just going to center it there. And I've got this bottom edge lining up with the bottom edge of the designer series paper. Oh, so cute. I love that edgelet there. Okay, now for the stamping, I'm going to bring in that sentiment from Birthday Cheer. And then I've got some Post-it tape, which works really well, or even a Post-it note works fine. So I'm going to rip off a piece of that. Then we're going to go ahead and mask the "and cheers for you." Now the width of this is just the right size for this stamp set. So I'm going to cover that up. Then with Melon Mambo ink, we're going to stamp that onto Whisper White. So we're going to stamp that. The key is to remove that masking piece and make sure to throw it away before you get it on any of your projects. Then we'll go ahead and stamp that sentiment down. Then I'm going to come in with a 1 1/4" circle punch and punch out that sentiment. Then I've got the 1 3/8" scallop circle punch. I'm going to punch that out of Granny Apple Green. Then I'm just going to glue those two together. And we'll pop a little rhinestone underneath the sentiment for a little bit of bling. And then I'm going to come in with the Coastal Cabana and Granny Apple Green reversible ribbon. I love this ribbon. We're going to go ahead and tie that right around the box, but I'm going to kind of wedge it in between those two cupcakes and just tie it in a knot. Now just a little tip with this reversible ribbon, right as I pulled this left side of the bow, I twisted so we had the Granny Apple Green side showing on both of the tails. Then I'm just going to throw a couple of dimensionals on the back side of the sentiment. And then we'll pop that up kind of at an angle on the front of the box. I'm making sure that the bottom of the scallop circle does not go below the bottom of the box, so it'll have no problem standing there. So how fun is that? I love this triangular treat box. I shared it during my weekly Wednesday Facebook Live, and with a hive mind, they came up with the idea of tucking these tabs together instead of using glue dots. And then someone else had the fantastic idea that these would be great as placeholders. How fun would that be? A little placeholder, you could put their name, add a little treat for after dinner. I just love the ideas that come from my fans. So super fun, easy to adapt this for all kinds of different occasions. I'm sure that you could adapt this size to fit other things. I haven't tried to put a full Toblerone bar. I think those are a little bit larger than this, but I'll check that out. So anyways, thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss my next video. If you're interested in purchasing any of the Stampin' Up! Products I used today, they'll be linked in the description. And I'll also include a link to my detailed blog post with all project details, measurements, and a picture of the template. I'd love to have you come visit me at thepaperpixie.com, where I post projects every weekday to inspire you. I have options to subscribe to both my monthly newsletter as well as my daily blog updates, and I'd love to welcome you as a new subscriber. You can shop with me anytime at thepaperpixie.com/shop. And if you're interested in earning a discount on your Stampin' Up! Purchases, I'd love to have you join my team of Paper Pixies, and you can purchase the starter kit at thepaperpixie.com/join. If you give this project a try, I'd love to see what you made, so feel free to share it on social media with the hashtag #PaperPixie, and I'll be sure to check it out. Thanks again for watching. I hope you have a wonderful and blessed day. Take care. Bye.